Okay, I'm just going to go over some examples for the 7, 4, which we've already done. They are examples off the back page of your homework. So, again, please don't forget you have two patterns. You have a 45 pattern that is, 7.4, 1, 1, 1, square root of 2. You also have a 30, 60, 90 pattern. Let it focus. And 1 is across from the square root of 3. 1 times the square root of 3 is across from the 60. And 2 is the hypotenuse. So here's my first example. Example 1. We're going to start with a picture that looks like this. We have 30, 60. We know that side, and there's a y and an x. Okay, I'm going to draw my pattern. Okay, I draw it the same way with a 30 and a 60, and then I use my pattern. So 1, 1, square roots of 3, 2. Okay, we set up our ratios. So x over 2 equals 5 over 1 equals y over 1 square root of 3. So x over 2 is 5 over 1. We cross multiply. X is going to be 10. Okay, if we do the other one. Okay, now we're going to do 5 over 1 is equal to y over 1 square root of 3. 1 times y is y. 5 times 1 square roots of 3. Y is 5 square roots of 3. Okay, next example. Now I'm doing a 45, so example 2. And again, these are all off the back side of your homework. Okay, here I start with a 45. I know this is a 4. There's my y, there's my x. Okay, I draw my pattern. My pattern is going to be same thing. My pattern is 1, 1, 1, square roots of 2. Okay, so I set up my two ratios. So y over 1, x over 1, square root of 2, and 4 over 1. Okay, we solve y over 1 is 4 over 1, so y is 4. Again, if you just see the pattern, you can do that one just with the pattern. X over 1 square root of 2 is 4 over 1. X is going to be 4 times 1 square root of 2, or 4 square roots of 2. Okay, next example. So we're on example 3, and again, these are all off of your homework. Okay, so example 3. We have a triangle that we know this is a 60. We know this is 3 square roots of 3, and x and y. Okay, we draw our pattern. Our pattern triangle is also 60 and a 30. So short side is a 1. Across from the 60-degree angle is a 1 square roots of 3 and a 2. So we set up our ratios. X over 1, y over 2, and 3 square roots of 3 over 1 square roots of 3. Okay, we solve for both the x and the y. So x over 1 is 3 square roots of 3 over 1 square root of 3. Again, that 1 is really invisible, so we can just cancel this out and say x is going to be 3 because 3 square root of 3 over square root of 3 cancels. Okay, we do our y. Y over 2 is equal to 3 square roots of 3 over 1 square root of 3. We cross multiply. 1 times square root of 3 times y is equal to 2 times 3 square roots of 3. 1 square root of 3 times y is 2 times 3 square roots of 3. We divide both sides by 1 square root of 3, so y is going to be plain 6 because, again, the square root of 3's cancel. Okay. So next example. Example 4. Okay, we have our beginnings where we know this is a 45, 45. We know the hypotenuse is a 7 square roots of 2, and we're looking for the y and the x. Okay, we draw in our pattern. Okay, our pattern says 1, 1, 1 square root of 2, 4, 45, 45. So we set up our ratios, 1 over x, 1 over 1, x over 1, and 7 square roots of 2 over 1 square root of 2. These are going to both be the same answer, so we'll just solve one of them. Y over 1 is equal to 7 square roots of 2 over 1 square root of 2. So the square roots of 2 cancel, and y is going to be 7, which means x is also going to be 7. Okay, I have one more example. Okay, last example. So example 5, and again these are all off of the homework. Back page. Okay, last picture. We know that the hypotenuse is an 11. This is a 30. There's my x, there's my y. I draw my pattern. This is a 30, this is our 60. Our pattern is 1, 1 square roots of 3, 2. Okay, we set up our ratios, x over 1, y over 1 square root of 3, and 11 over 2. Okay, x over 1 equals 11 over 2, so x is just going to be 11 over 2, or 5.5. Okay, we do y over 1 square root of 3 is equal to 11 over 2. We cross multiply 2y, 11 times 1 square root of 3. So 2y is 11 square roots of 3. We divide by our 2, so y is 11 over 2 square roots of 3. Or if you want to make that into a decimal, 5.5 times the square root of 3. So this is 5 more examples. They're all on the back of your homework sheet. Remember, the back page of your homework needs to be done on a separate piece of paper, just like I've done here. You have to draw the example or the problem and then do your patterns to solve.